Hello, Steve here. Welcome to the Healthy Objectivist. That's a name change. There was 3 or 4 videos prior to this one that were called the Christian Objectivist. As an integrity play and honesty, I'm just going to keep that sort of content there. People would have thought, that's a stunt, that's a gimmick, that's a trolling. It's complicated. Some of these thoughts will come out from time to time, but I've put my hat in the ring as providing a specialty for the objectivist realm, the content that's in the YouTubeosphere. My shtick, I've mentioned it even before when this channel was called the Christian Objectivist. Still when I keep on saying that, it's like, contradiction of immense proportions. I get it. It would have been explained over time, because some of these things, like to get really what people are on about, how they understand things, what's on their mind, sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes years. Usually when a clinical psychologist is treating you, sometimes it takes months and several $1,000s. For you yourself, that's how psychology treatment works. You're pretty much treating yourself. You're in this milieu, this treatment type environment where you work out your own issues, where left by your own devices, you got no chance. But with the facilitation of a clinical psychologist, that's how people get to know where they're at. And you'll get to know where I'm at with objectivism. Yaron Brook often says it's okay to disagree on certain issues. Whether it's foreign policy, abortion, certain pandemic policy, thoughts, commentary. I agree. And also mentioning Yaron Brook, he's the modern day go-to with objectivism, being the president of the Ayn Rand Institute. He's self-proclaimed not a philosopher, but a good advocate of objectivism. There was talk back in Ayn Rand's day of, who's going to be your intellectual heir and all that sort of thing. Like, that sort of points to the whole, group cult sort of. This is objectivism. This is the ideological chassis, and you can't move. What Ayn Rand gave us, this is borrowing Yaron Brook's comments. Leonard Peikoff has touched on this sort of thing. Ayn Rand has gone from 0 to 1. She gave us this whole proof philosophy, this ideology. It shouldn't be classed as being on the left or the right. I agree. Recent comments that I've come across for now from Yaron Brook, it's not about left and right. Oh shit, I agree. And when he said that, you get that validation. It feels good. So, and being so few videos in to this pursuit, I'm now in my 50th year of vintage, I'm a bit more developed in there. I also heard in recent listenings and viewings of Yaron saying that Ayn Rand only started to take you really seriously once you hit the age of 40. So 10 years past that vintage at least, I've got something going for me. So I'm not sure, like, and one of the reasons why I went to the healthy objectivist name, I thought of calling it Objectivist but healthy. Like, that's a bit gimmicky, a bit of a stunt, a bit of a clown, trickster. So I'm not sure if that'll stick. Christian Objectivist, that would have been slapped. People wouldn't have even considered perhaps listening to the content, even though I've been living the best I can under the objectives, under the ideas, the ideology of objectivism, while going to church. Yes, I get it, but it's complicated. This takes hours, just like the example with the psychologist. It takes Ayn Rand decades to get some traction, and there's probably not decades here. I've got half the IQ of Ayn Rand. But here you go. I now realise that I was going onto the whole, why I got onto changing the channel from Christian Objectivist to the Healthy Objectivist was Yaron Brook's thoughts on Alex Epstein. I've referred to him in the past as Alex Weinstein. Why did I do that? Anyway, so it was interesting. I never knew Alex Epstein was an objectivist, and that adds some cred when you find out that he's an objectivist. Great. It means that specialists in particular fields, the objectivist has been validated, and hopefully I can be validated at some point, even though this content is unprepared, low quality. I get it, but my hat is in the ring as a health specialty slant in helping objectivism understand health. It's not going to come from the mainstream healthcare complex, the allopathic medical model. Oh, but you're going to be full of shite. You're not credentialed. You're not a philosopher. You're not a doctor. You're not an epidemiologist. You're not a physiotherapist. You're not even a herbalist. The only thing in credentials that I've got, going on the whole credentials thing, be careful to the objectivists. Stop fixating on, I feel like I spit when I talk then, fixating on credentials, whether to take someone's views as valid. That's going down the line of credential fallacy. Like, if someone like Ayn Rand goes from 0 to 1 creating objectivism, and then she's not qualified, she doesn't have a PhD and that sort of thing, like, the world would be without objectivism. And imagine that. Yes, we'd still be managing, but getting a foothold, trying to save the world from the whole collectivist, bit of a false dichotomy in my thoughts. That's just a quick snippet. Don't egg me house, man. there's a lot to uncover there. I need to unpack that, but I've said it, like a bit of a false dichotomy. A false dichotomy with collectivist versus individualism. Just like I feel there's a false dichotomy with left and right. I was validated when Yaron Brookwood mentioned in my recent revisit of listening to Yaron Brook's show. Sometimes having a hiatus from listening to particular content and then going back and listening to it again, sometimes it can give you new perspective, because my hiatus was centered around developing my whole health approach. There probably might be health specialists out there which are objectivists, which have a greater following than me. I don't blame a greater following, because some of the things that I'll be addressing, saying, commenting on will be, oh my god, what the heck did you just say? Come on, we can do better than that. Let's use our reason. And in regard to health, if you're looking at the person treating you as well, but also giving you ideas, commenting on health matters, and they're not looking healthy, that's an indication, right? So I consider myself very healthy. Only 2 years in after being chronically unwell. Yes, it's only, you haven't spent decades of being healthy. Yeah, I get it. But spending 13,000 hours, like 3,000 hours trying to prove myself wrong on particular health approaches and counting, I'll continue doing that. The person in front of you, if they're healthy, maybe they got some cred, not credentials. The only thing I've got going in credentials, for those fixated on credentials, you're not qualified. Come on. How about the reason qualification? The only thing in credentials that I got to offer is I'm a former registered nurse. I've been up to the level of a level 3 nurse, a clinical nurse consultant in Australia. I've been a clinical nurse as well. So I've been a registered nurse for about 18 years. I've been deregistered. I did something naughty. It wasn't clinical, it was this administrative thing. I didn't report something, and so it didn't look good. I was about 130, 150 pounds at one point, because there was no scales to hold me. I was probably 200 pounds heavier than I am now. So that's an indication of how I've been going. Some of the credibility, some of the self-disclosure on what I got to offer to Objectivism as a health specialty. Right. To what extent will I be able to, without being offed or something, to mention pandemic issues, epidemiology? I can walk the talk in all different areas of health, but I feel like I'm quite capable of commenting on all the other spheres of social commentary, knowledge, politics, current affairs. I feel like I am quite capable. And economics. I've probably notched up more hours in my private research, more than health. So I've already given a snippet of how much I understand in economics in past videos, little snippets. There'll be many hours of discussion. Yes, I get it. There won't be any super chats and questions and this and that. But that's all you're getting for now, until there may be some traction at some point in any following. I really feel like I should be getting a following, because I really feel like I do have a lot of understanding in health, economics, also energy. I guess a lot of that energy is taken from Alex Epstein. But let's give you a bit of a snippet on my thoughts on energy, which may challenge Alex Epstein's thoughts. I get it. The whole renewables, it's loose, unreliable, undependable, expensive energy, the renewables, but Alex may be missing the cost of renewables is decreasing immensely. I haven't heard him come up with any of the updated cost structure of renewables, but it is coming down very, very rapidly. Feeds into the whole thoughts on whether energy will get more expensive in future and all that sort of thing due to government policy mismanagement on energy. It might go the other way. It just might. It's possible that it might go the other way. It might get even cheaper. Productivity might be boosted in future because of the cost structure coming down in renewables. I was there with renewables, how totally down the wrong path it seemed to be. Very expensive, all these hidden barriers to renewables, and the inefficiencies, even the ideological challenges of renewables, but it's coming down. Vaguely, some of the figures, I don't quite recall some of the figures, but anyway, because I was intended to not go too long, so I won't go specifics, but this is an indication of snippets where I stand, how I understand objectivism, and putting my hat in the ring for the whole health thing. In the show notes, in the episode notes, the video notes, there's my business, the service that I offer in health. Peruse. Some people will go at the price, take it, leave it. There's gold, silver, bronze, and iron. Iron is the free one. Wade through the quad buy of all the content, the health content that I got out there. Also, what Yaron Brook indicated, putting your hat in the ring to become influential in the objectivist community is to specialize, and by specializing you need to write. And when you start writing, you start to realize how much you don't know. I've been a lazy writer in the past, still am a lazy writer, and articles I have on Medium, which is on the show notes as well, they're just a little bit on the lazy side, 5-minute reads, but for what I'm trying to offer, it's a start. It's a bit, give me money, click on my link, these are the supplements that you need, sort of thing, and I get 1%, like, not making any money out of that shit. So that's a snippet of my journey to this point in time. I'm not betting on getting much following, but the hat is in the ring. I want to provide value because I've had a test case in providing value in my own health. Statistically, at the age of 48, I was looking at dying at the age of around 63, statistically, going on actuarial models and the stats of the obesity rate and chronic disease had me pretty much dying at the average age of 63. Imagine that, you're 48 and you're only going to live for another 1.5 decades. That's what I was looking at. Excuse my head bobbing. I'm trying to park the car in this bloody joint, and I've got a caboose on me, so apologies. So test case done. Yes, I get it. It's only a couple of years in. Let's see how you go. There's this whole thing, right? 98% of diet changes and exercise and all that sort of thing, a failure rate. 98%. I think it's a 5-year metric. Yeah, I get it. It's early days in that respect, but nah. Like, what I've got to offer is tried and tested, even though it hasn't been 10 years and 30 years. Yes, I often say let's compare notes in 30 years with regard to health. And I'd like to even help out the likes of Yaron Brook with his back pain. I've got this whole back pain series about to roll. I've got back pain management type techniques that are sitting there ready to roll out. If anyone wants to have a look, my George Clooney commentary with his health. I've got, I think I mentioned my preliminary thoughts on back pain, how to manage day to day on there with techniques, but there are, you can eliminate back pain with diet and micronutrients. Sounds a bit wishy-washy. My doctor and my surgeon, oh my God, you don't get surgery on your back. So let's just, it sounds a bit, what's the word, when people, quack. Yeah, I get it, but coming from someone that used to have some back pain issues, I've thought about this for decades. So combination of diet, micronutrients through supplements, because our micronutrients that we get in our diet is very it's not dependable, it's unreliable. If you understand how minerals work in how we gain our minerals through the soils, then our crops, and then into us, then we need to digest it, then we need to absorb it. That's a bit of a chassis to go on what I've got to offer. So I know I was intending to go 10 minutes just as an intro, but it went 23 plus minutes. It might even go to 35. No, I'm wrapping up. So there's my hat. It's in the ring for health. Take it or leave it. Maybe in 10 years, this content on, there'll be commentary on other issues. I've mentioned the whole abortion thing. That was just was it a trolling? I don't know. There's a lot more talk to unpack. I have this third category of pro-choice, pro-life, like a third category of abortion stance, and that was just like a idea test hypothesis. So that's just an indication of some of the things that I am capable of commenting on, providing commentary, discussion. If anyone has questions, reach out, that's fine. Politics, I'm capable. I feel like I'm widely read enough to comment on. Economics, yes. Philosophy, less so. Philosophy, I'm not capable, haven't got enough IQ or intellectual rigor, propensity to have philosophy to provide the particular content, high level content for philosophy. But it's probably, philosophy is probably number 3. So number 1 is health and economics, philosophy. Number 3, politics. Number 4, religion, psychology. 5, 6, perhaps. Let's see how this goes. So, testing the waters, take it or leave it. Okay, I'm done. Bye-bye now.